My name is Bill Jones. I'm with recapturefederalism.com. Today I'd like to talk about the two-party system and the Ten Commandments. Ten Commandments in the two-party system, God's, with a small g, has attempted to and is in the process of replacing or establishing themselves as a religion through atheism and Marxism ahead of God and the first commandment. The first commandment that I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And we'll have some future podcasts talk about bondage and bondage in America, debt bondage. And then it continues. You shall have no other gods except me. Okay, we have God. For those of us who believe. And there we are, we're being forced, enslaved into having a two-party system. And the supremacy of the two-party system, the enslavement of the two-party system over those that us believe in God with a capital G, the one God. Commandment 2, shouldn't have a graven image. It seems like we have a lot of graven images here in America. We've gone into a new cycle here in America of the enslavement through graven images, and you can find all areas in the Bible about that. We go through that also. And we have all the money changers with their greed and their images of money and silver and gold. And then the important one, Commandment 3, and I use the Lamsa's Bible, and which is the Aramaic to English version from the Eastern text, Plasheta. And it states, Commandment 3, you shall not take a false oath in the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not declare him innocent who takes an oath in his name falsely. And what do we have in America today? We have Marxist progressives, Democrats especially, who say we have separation of church and state. Well, we don't have separation of church in the compound republics, the constitutional republics in the Confederation of the United States of America. Oh, they believe they're running it all, and their Marxist state, just like the Soviet Union, doesn't allow for religious freedom. So they take these oaths. So if they've established atheism as their established religion in this country now, that means they don't believe in government officials taking oaths. They mean nothing when they take them. They're taking them falsely. Then we go to 5. Honor your father and your mother. Oh, I think, when you really get down to it, how much are they honoring their parents and behaving the way they do? We even have one leader who has a phony birth certificate. How can that honor your mother and your father? We're not even sure who the father is, really, if you have a phony birth certificate. Claims he's one particular race, and he's not. He's multiracial. He's not honest about that. And it's another commandment too later. And in the sixth, thou shalt not kill. What that means is thou shalt not harm other people, hurt other people. And we see that all over the place with the two-party system and their supremacy, destroying the Constitution of the United States, destroying the Constitution of the 50 constitutional republics, the states. Oh, they do that all the time. Then we have the seventh commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. And that's just not about sex. It has to do about vice. And that's what America has become here in recent years. Sodom. If you look in the dictionary, Sodom is, one definition is a corrupt place, a corrupt vice place. And that's what we have in America. 8, thou shalt not steal. You shall not steal. And that includes a lot of things, not just outright stealing. It's looting. Loot, one of the definitions of loot is that it's what you get from, politicians get from corruption, is loot. Looting, people looting in the streets. We've had that happen in the last 40 years, several times, several places. It's going on. That's stealing. Some would say the tax system is stealing. The Social Security system is stealing. I can make an argument for that. Number 9, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbors. I suppose having a phony birth certificate, that's bearing a false witness. Taking false oaths to perjury. Get into office, supposed to be following the oath. Take an oath to defend and protect the Constitution. Execute the Constitution. And they don't do it. They're bearing false witness, telling us how great things are and how they know everything is good for us. How much we're better off if they violate the constitutional rights of the people. And when you violate the basic Bill of Rights, that's human rights. That makes you a criminal of humanity, of human rights. Then we have number 10. Thou shalt not covet anything of your neighbors. And what do we have with the two parties, especially the Democrat Party? They want to take from the rich, take from wealthy, take from everybody, including me, and I'm far from being wealthy. They covet that. Well, covet, what does covet mean? It means to be desirous of that. And desirous, that's one of the things and one of the words that you have that's associated with lust. One of the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, and the two-party system. They not only take their constitutional rights away from people, but they also violate the 10 Commandments. Of course, they don't really care, do they? But by them doing that, by them making legislation in public policy regarding this, which violates the 10 Commandments, which then forces those people who believe in God, Jews and Christians, forces them to violate the 10 Commandments.